Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 9th of August, 2017. Hope you're having a good trading week. It was an excellent day for us on Tuesday, just outstanding. Calls worked across the board really well, both directions. Nothing to complain about. Well, there's something to complain about. It started out really slow, but everything that triggered just worked great. So there's just nothing you can complain about. Slow market. Wait for the good triggers. Things work out. Have a nice trading day. We ended up with an outside day down. We'll talk about what that means. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the S&P 500 in futures form. Didn't really make any progress. We'll go through the numbers net for the day in a minute. But as you can see, we swept to new highs. So we kind of gapped down, then we headed up, and we were making new highs on the market. And then some comments were made, and the market came back. Advanced decline ratio has not been great the last couple of days in the last move up that we've seen, or drift up. That's kind of a warning sign. So a little bit of weakness goes a long way right now, and this is what you're kind of seeing. But in the end, we basically engulfed the prior day's candle and closed red. So that is negative for the market. Here's a look at crude oil, down 42 cents to 48.97. Gold up $2.70, 1267.40. S&P cash index down 6. So remember, we were actually positive by about 12 points at one point. NDX down 8. That's the NASDAQ 100. Did not make new highs. Again, you can see it went up and came back with the tail there. SOX loses just 4 points. Not a big deal. Biotechs down 30. That's really a blip there. Potential head and shoulders forming here, though, on the biotechs. The VIX did gain 1.03. Decent move up on the VIX. And for those of you who have been following our VXX trade, a little bit of a tick up in the VXX as well. The trend closes at 1.05. 10-day moving average is around the same. NASDAQ volume was 1.9 billion. Started out light. We got a volume warning, but in the end, we did get a tick up here because of the late day selling. There was a lot more volume in the afternoon. Helped us with our CELG short and another one. So it was a good trading day from that perspective. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was negative 369. That means 369 more stocks down than up. On the New York was negative 783. The big ones held in okay. So Google's down $1.56, but that's kind of a blip on Google. Apple's up $1.27, new closing high, but still kind of a blip. Amazon down $2.43. It's a blip on Amazon. Netflix down $2.97. That's a little more of a move there. Doesn't look so great. And Tesla up $10. Why not? Held the NASDAQ up compared to the others. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, bonds down 45 cents to 124.62, and Goldman Sachs, which I just pointed out had made new highs finally for the last 5 months or so, down 87 cents. So where do we go from here? Where? Well, let's look at the intraday action. So here's what was interesting, right? We had a very flat opening. So the second day in a row, the opening range, for those who know what that is, on the ES was 1 point wide. Happened yesterday, happened today, hasn't happened for years prior to this. Really boring setups. First 30 minutes is not much. Then you start drifting up. You're like, yeah, okay, and go fill the gaps because that's what we do. We filled the gap, and then heading into lunch, we took off running. And then you got a 13 sell signal right at the high there. That was the high of the day. You can see that 13. And we rolled over, came back a bit, and that was reasonable. And we're still in lunchtime. And then the afternoon, that's when the selling started. And you can see the volume. Look at that afternoon volume. Oofta. NASDAQ side, just also a pretty wild ride. Look at that. No 13 sell signal necessarily, although we got one the prior day at the high of the day. But, yeah, headed up and then rolled over. Oofta. All right, so in terms of economic data, there's not much coming out that we care about here. We've got MBA mortgage applications at 7 a.m. Eastern, wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. Eastern, and crude oil inventories at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Some minor data left still for the week. But really, it's been a good week when you consider how narrow the activity's actually been, especially Monday being narrow, and we still did well in the stocks. Today, a little bit better on the stocks, obviously. So hopefully there's some volatility based on the selling we saw here late in the day. Maybe Wednesday and Thursday will be a little more interesting. Friday in the summer, you never really count on that. And I'm actually going to miss most of Friday. I will be around for the first 2 hours, though. But I'll be here Wednesday and Thursday, as will Rich and Mark. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Wednesday.